Yo, RX, back with another recap of UFC Seattle. We back. Well, Yadong versus Cejudo, almost forgot to say the main event. We back with another recap of a card that was great. Maybe the best card of the year so far. I would probably call it the best card of the year so far. It was great. I really enjoyed it. If I'm being honest with you, I thought it was great. I'm not really sure any other way to describe it. Probably the best prelims we will get all year. Main card, a little bit of a different story, but overall, it was a really good card. Like, if you take away the few bad moments, and they were only on the main card, it was a solid fucking card. Fun night in Seattle, fun way to come back to Seattle after 11 years. And I enjoyed it. I don't know how you really couldn't. It was really fucking good, and what would be the term? Overproduced? Would that be the term? It was way better than it should have been. And it should have been a decent card. It was great. So, I loved it. I thought it was a great card. I had a fun ass time. I wish I was recording this last night, but for some reason I'm a fucking moron who passed out and did not record the recap. Good job, RX, you fucking moron. But we are here now. Sorry, late on Sunday. This will probably still be up by, I'm guessing, 6 or 7. So, thank God, that's good, but yeah, I'm pissed. I'm pissed at myself for not recording this last night. I should have. I could have. I got lazy. I'm a fucking moron, so won't happen again. I say knowing it probably will happen again, but if I get it out on Sunday at a reasonable time, I'm still happy, and I doubt y'all care that much, so I'm just happy I'm getting it out at period on Sunday, but again, I do wish I would have got this out sooner. So, shit happened. I'm pissed at myself for not doing this last night, but that's life, ain't it? Besides that, again, I'm sorry to anyone. I know this probably didn't do shitty views because I'm getting this out late, but I don't care. I'm just happy to be getting it out at all for anyone who does want to watch. And, yeah, about really all I gotta say there. I am sorry. Besides that, I can't really think of anything else to say. I talked about the video coming out late, talked about the card being great. Shall we recap? I think we shall. So, I can't think of anything else to add. The only thing I can think left to say before we get into the recap is, please like, comment, subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2025. We got to 71. Hey, yeah, I think like a week ago, I think I forgot to mention that, but hey, 71, I'll take it. Let's keep growing. Okay, we need 39 or 29 more. I can't count for shit. 29 more. Could we get that? It'd be nice, but I doubt it. But either way, I really don't deserve it anyway for getting this video out late. Maybe next week. But as next week, this week we still gotta recap UFC Seattle, so let's do just that. You ready? I know I am. UFC Seattle, Yadong versus Cejudo recap. I'm ready. So let's do it. Ready to recap some fights? Let's do it. 12 fights in total, right? Sorry. 12 fights in total, and we begin with the prelims, of course, a great prelims at that, as we begin the night in the light heavyweight division, division that had 3 fights on the card, and 2 of them were pretty good, and they began the card off really well, as we began the night with Modestas Bukauskas versus Raffael Cerqueira. I don't think anyone's shocked by this outcome, even with it being Bukauskas, who's fucking terrible. I don't think anyone's shocked by this outcome. Long story short, they traded some shots for about 2 minutes until Bukauskas finally landed a quick left hook, or not barely, like an uppercut hook. It came from a weird fucking angle, but a left shot hurt Cerqueira, and then he just swarmed him like Ibo Aslan did and put him out on the cage. Yeah, not far off from the Ibo Aslan fight for Cerqueira, but he at least threw a punch this time. For what that's worth, he at least threw a goddamn punch. So, this was a pro versus an amateur. This is what happens when a guy who has actually fought UFC level competition, and even in losses have fought UFC level competition, fights a guy who fought tomato cans on the regional scene and can't fight for shit. So, yeah. Easy fight to predict. Again, I called Bukauskas a lock of the night contender. I thought he was. He looked like it, even though I did not predict him to get a finish, because he's not a finisher. He still did get a finish, so good for him there. By his second UFC finish, or the second UFC knockout, third finish. And, yeah, the best he's ever looked. Yeah, against the worst opponent he's ever fought, but still. Good for him. Great way to begin the night. A quick knockout we'll never be upset about. And, yeah. It's a simple, quick fight. Which is something you can say for most of the prelims. We did not even go to round 3 on the prelims. So, take that as you will. Yeah, not really much else to say. Great fight open night. Always good to begin the night with a finish. And, yeah. Can't really start the night any better. So, quick 2-minute fight. Can't really add anything else besides what I said. So, I want to talk about the fighters. Let's do it. Of course, we'll begin with Bukauskas. Again, the best he's ever looked in UFC. Again, against the worst fighter he's ever fought. Yes, I think Michelitis is better. I think Prachnio is better, which says a lot about Cerqueira. Bukauskas is like the most average fighter, a below average fighter possible. He can beat these tomato cans, because that's who all the guys he's beaten in the UFC. His best one is Tyson Pedro, who's ass. And all of his losses are to get, even if he took Pacino in hindsight, he should have beat, if we're being honest, but still. Like, now 4-1 since coming back in 2023, he's looking good. I'll give Bukauskas that, he's looking good. But when is he going to get that step up in competition? And when he does, will he be able to produce? I highly doubt it. I would be very shocked if he did. I still think he's not far from the fighter we saw the first time in the UFC get destroyed. But so far, he's looking better again, 4-1 now. Got above 500 in the UFC for the first time since his debut. So, good for him, but I still am not going to be saying this is Bukauskas 2.0, because who has he beat? Prachnio, Pedro, Pounga, and Cerqueira? Come on. Good win for Bukauskas, again, the best he's ever looked, but I'm not gonna be sailing his fucking flag yet. I want to see him beat someone, like, good before I do that. So, let's see if he does finally beat someone good. He should get a big fight. Well, not a big fight, but a good fight after this. So, let's see. Let's see if he does. Not very much else to say. Great performance by Bukauskas. Best he's ever looked. Again, I can't say it enough. To talk about his opponent, Raffael Cerqueira, yeah, this guy's fucking awful. He beat cans on the regional scene, not even a good regional scene, a promotion no one's ever fucking heard of, and then he comes to the UFC, gets KO'd twice in under, 3 minutes, and, yeah, he's fucking terrible, so... cut him. I don't really think I need to say anything else. This dude is one of the shittiest fighters I've ever fucking seen. He has no chin, he barely throws, he can't fight. What, he's trained with Jael and Almeida? Good for him. I don't like Jael and Almeida, but Raffael makes Jael and look like goddamn George St. Pierre, so take that as you will. And he's old, he's 34 years old, so he would have lost on Contender Series. He truly would have lost on Contender Series if he actually were able to fight on it, so. But he did not. He skipped the line there and got it right into UFC, and we saw how that went for him, so, yeah. Cut him, he's terrible, and, fuck him. So, about really all I can, say. See you in PFL or GFL, wherever you decide to go halfway out, because you should not get another UFC fight. You suck. All I'm going to say now is, who should he fight next? Bukauskas, that is. Let's take a look. Again, I think he deserves a pretty decent fight. Not a ranked fight, because I think the only guy he could fight in that, and when it comes to Alonzo Menifield, who we will definitely talk about later. But Bukauskas deserves a step up in competition. Give him a real fight, not goddamn some tomato can. But I don't know if you should feed him to a prospect. I think he's earned a legit fight. Not getting, like, a Bruno Lopez would be interesting. Or a Bellado would be fun. But even, I don't know about that. A young Cutelaba could be interesting, but I don't know if they're gonna do that. So, I don't mind a Bruno Lopez fight. Or Dustin Jacoby, that's not bad. I don't remember who I said Jacoby should fight after his last one, but that's not bad. That's a pretty respectable fight for both guys. I don't mind that Jacoby and Bukauskas. I'll have to look at who I said Jacoby should fight after the Petrino fight, but if that person's already booked where I think this is a better fight, I might go Bukauskas and Jacoby. Because I think that's like a perfect fight. They're both in the same area right now, coming off wins. So I don't mind that. Again, you could do Buka and Cutelaba, you could do Buka and Lopez, Buka and Bellado. But I like that Jacoby fight. That seems like really perfect. And to be honest, I might take Bukauskas in that if I'm being completely honest with you. So I'm going to look at who I said Jacoby should fight after the Petrino fight, and if that person's already booked or Bukauskas is better, I like Modestas, Bukauskas, and Dustin Jacoby. I think that's a pretty solid fight, so let's do it. Outside of that, I don't really see any other great options. Like, I think that's the best fight for Bukauskas. Maybe not Jacoby, but, you know, again, I think both guys are kind of in the same area. I think that'd be a good fight, so I like it. I'm looking around, seeing if there's anything else. I'm not seeing it. So I like it. I really do like that, so let's do it. I'm down. Let's fucking do it. Bukauskas and Jacoby. Book it. That's a perfect fight night prelim, so let's do it. Not really much else to say about this fight. Good fight to begin the night. Good performance by Bukauskas. Best he's ever looked, as I said. And, yeah, not really much more I can add. Bukauskas looked great. Did not think I would say that about Modestas Bukauskas, but okay, when you fight Raffael Cerqueira, you should look great, so he did. And who should he fight next after this? I like Bukauskas versus Dustin Jacoby. I think that's a very intriguing fight. I think that's a good fight. I probably am picking Bukauskas in that fight, if I'm being honest. So, I'm down to see it. I think that'd be a decent fight, so book it. And then for Cerqueira, cut him. He's fucking terrible. So, yeah. Not very much else to say. Great one for Bukauskas. Great performance. Best I think he's ever looked. And who should he fight next? I like him and Dustin Jacoby. I think that'd be a good fight. So let's do it. Can't really think of anything else to say besides just going in circles at this point. So, good enough for Buka. Great way to start the night. After that, we go to our second fight of the night. A fight that went pretty predictable, even if it took an extra round to get the outcome we expected. And then our second fight of the night in the middleweight division, the one of three middleweight fights tonight. I forgot middleweight had 3 fights as well. And then in our second fight of the night, we had Nursulton Ruziboev versus Eric McConico. It's not McConico, it's McConico. I'll say I pronounced that wrong, but you could say McConico does work also, but I guess it's McConico. Okay. Either way, yeah, he didn't look good. Long story short was this fight, another fight that's pretty self-explanatory. Round 1, really nothing happened. McConico kind of just ran away from the Sultan for 5 minutes. If we're being honest, I don't even think either landed many punches. I don't think 10 shots were landed between the two, let alone by one of them. And then the beginning of round 2, McConico came out a lot more aggressive and got clipped immediately. It was a beautiful, I think, overhand right by Nursulton, or a right hook that dropped him, sent him flying against the cage. A few shots later, the ref, I think he did get up, they got dropped again, and then the ref stopped the fight. Yeah, no shocker, Nursulton by KO. It took an extra 33 seconds than expected, but what can you do? Yeah, it was a very predictable outcome. I don't think anyone's shocked by this. Nursulton got fed a layup, and he laid the ball up as he should have, so good job. You beat a debuting guy who's 9-3-1 and was the worst debuting fighter on the card, like, record-wise, and, like, in overall, it seems. In hindsight, maybe he's not that bad compared to the main card opener, but we'll talk about that later. Yeah, not a lot to say here. A guy that UFC really likes in the Sultan got handed a layup win to get back on track. I don't think I'm really shocking anyone with that, so yeah, quick, short story, don't got anything else to add. Yeah, simple. To talk about Nursulton Ruziboev first, but when we talk about the fighters, 3-1 in the UFC now. How have the wins got worse? You debut against Bruno Ferreira, who's pretty solid, and you beat him. Then you get a step down versus Cedric Dumas, and you beat him, and then you beat Eric McConico. How have you gone? This should be reversed. You're like, if this was reversed, it actually looked pretty good. And Joe Quinn Buckley, again, no shocker, you're losing to Joe Quinn Buckley. So, that is fucking, going down to watch weights just fucking stupid, but I'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, I'm still not high on Ruziboev. I don't think he's that good. I still think he loses to a lot of guys, but he won here. So, and he is 3-1 in UFC, so he is positive overall. We'll see if he can keep it up. He'll probably get a step up in competition next fight, or he should at least, so we'll see if he does. Yeah, I don't really got a lot to add. I don't really think he's that good, but he's fun. I'll give him that. If he wins, you know, it's gonna be a fun knockout, so I guess that's something at least. And again, at least he did knock out Cedric Dumas, and that'll always be appreciated. But outside of that, I really don't got much to say. I think he's a very low-level middleweight, but he's fun. So, I think that's the way you describe him. Low-level, but fun. So, about the only way I know how to describe him. Just, you know, these are not, fucking Dumas and McConico are not much better than the guys he's beating on the regional scene, so what does that tell you? And then to talk about Mr. McConico, yeah, he's not going to be in the UFC long. He is not very good. I don't think. From what I've seen here, he did not look very good. And, yeah, in round 1, he didn't throw anything. In round 2, he did start to throw, and he got fucking knocked out quickly. So, what did that tell you? Maybe he'll bounce back in his second fight, just with a short nose against a pretty tough debut. So maybe in his second fight he'll bounce back, but overall I would be a little shocked if we see him in the UFC for very long. Doesn't look to be that good of a fighter, and kind of just seemed like someone they had to bring in quickly to get Nursulton on the card, so maybe he'll prove me wrong his next fight, depending on who he fights. Maybe I'll pick him, I doubt it, but I don't know who they could give him, who I'd pick him to beat, but you never know. They'll find someone. Either way, we'll see how he does in his second UFC fight. Maybe he'll do better, maybe he'll do worse. Again, 34 years old, not the most experienced, doesn't look the most talented. Yeah, the MMA lab's great, but just because you go there doesn't make you a great fighter, so we'll see. We'll see. We'll see how he does on a full camp in his second fight, but I would guess it probably doesn't go much better. He needs to be sent to some Apex prelims, so yeah, about really all I can say there. Not really much more I can add about Mr. McConico. The only other thing I will add is, who should I fight next? For Nursulton Ruziboev, I'm going to give him a middleweight fight, because I think it's fucking stupid to go down to welterweight at his size, but he is kind of fucking stupid. Let's say he does the smart thing and stays at middleweight, who should he fight? Dustin Stoltzfus ain't a bad opponent. That seems like the most I could see the UFC doing that fight. I don't know if I don't think he's gonna fight Caesar. I don't even think he should fight any of these higher, like, even these guys are not that good, but I don't think he deserves to fight one of these higher echelon guys, so I don't mind a Dustin Stoltzfus fight. I think that's kind of decent. I'll just like I said with Dustin Jacoby, I'm gonna look at who I said Stoltzfus should fight after his last win, and depending on who it was, we'll see if I stand by my idea. Nursulton and Abdul-Razak Al-Hassan would be really fucking fun, actually. That would be a really fun fight. Yeah, that would be pretty fun. Nursulton and Abdul. I might go for that. I think that might be a better option. So, I might go for that. Nursulton and Abdul. Someone's getting knocked out very quickly. So, I like it. I do like that fight. So, that might be the pick. I don't know really any much better fights for Abdul anyway, or Nursulton. So, I don't hate it. I truly don't hate it. So, I like it. Yeah, never mind. Fuck Dustin Stoltzfus. Let's do it. Fucking Nursulton Ruziboev and Abdul-Razak Al-Hassan. Sign me the fuck up. So, yeah. Book it. That's gonna end in a fucking great finish, so book it. Not really much more I can say about this fight. Nursulton got fed a can and he beat him. Good job. I'm not gonna give you fucking a round of applause for that. I'm going to give you a fight idea. That fight idea, I think that makes the most sense, would be Abdul-Razak Al-Hassan. Tell me that fight wouldn't be a banger. Yeah, that fight would be a fucking banger, so yeah, book it. And for McConico, I don't know, either feed him to someone in the Apex, or I don't know, give him a fight he could win, but I don't know who on the roster he could beat at the moment, so yeah, I'm not sure. So, I don't know. Outside of that, not really much more I can say. Fine win for Nursulton, got a nice finish at least, and who should he fight next? I love the idea of him against Abdul-Razak Al-Hassan, because that fight would be awesome. Can't think of anything else to say. Good win for Nursulton, I guess. Got a finish at least, and let's see what happens with him next. At least he made it to his fight, unlike his little brother. After that, we go to our third fight of the night, one of our most viral moments from the card, shockingly, and not even for anything that happened in the fight. It was after the fight. And then our third fight of the night, we head to catchweight 175 for a fight that was hilarious and was just hilarious. And then our third fight of the night, we had Austin Vanderford versus Nikolay Veretennikov. Mr. Van Zandt in the UFC. Wow. He looked great. I'll give Austin that. He looked really fucking good. Yes, again, Nikolay Veretennikov was fucking terrible, but, you know, I'll give Austin his flowers. He looked really damn good. So, on 4 days' notice, I'll give him his props. He looked good. Long story short, not long into round 1, he took him down, smashed him, smashed Nikolay for 4 minutes. I think that was a 10-8 round, but, you know, maybe it wasn't. Then in round 2, he took him down even quicker, did a lot of ground and pound, and eventually the ref had to just step in and stop the fight. A little late, if we're being honest, but eventually he did stop it, and that was that. Austin Vanderford by second round TKO after just mauling this dude for about 2 rounds. Good shit. Very, very good shit by Austin Vanderford. And to talk about the elephant in the room, of course, by now we've probably all seen in the post-fight, like after the stoppage, Nikolay walked over to Vanderford and pushed him. Pussy shit. Like, just complete coward shit. Like, dude, you got dominated. It wasn't a bad stoppage. It was a late stoppage more than anything. And you got your ass beat. And not like Vanderford even did anything disrespectful from what I saw. He seemed cool in the media day and all that. He seemed cool during the fight, after the fight. So I don't get, like, it's not like Vanderford being a disrespectful prick. So, I don't get Nikolay's crying. Like, dude, you got beat. And now you just solidified getting cut from the UFC. Like, before, you were probably gonna get cut anyway, more than likely, but maybe you could've got a third fight for doing the UFC a solid and taking this fight, but you just confirmed yourself getting cut. So, you pretty much just solidified your UFC contract getting chopped up, so, stupid fucking move by a stupid fucking fighter, and you deserve that ass beating you got, so I don't feel bad for Nikolay. He deserves to get cut when he eventually does get cut. And yeah, like, man went full Paul Daly, and you saw what happened. And Paul Daly was actually a good fighter, so what does that tell you? If Paul Daly got cut for doing the pretty much the same thing you did, and Paul Daly was actually a really good fighter, what the fuck's gonna happen to you, dog? So, stupid, and, yeah, you deserve this ass beating you got by Mr. Van Zandt. Besides that, not really much more I can say. It was a mauling and then some pussy bitch move from Veretennikov, so, yeah. Weird fight, but still a great performance by Austin Vanderford, and let's see what happens next. So yeah, good fight, not very much to say, so let's talk about the fighters now. We'll start with Mr. Van Zandt, Austin Vanderford. He looked great, like I said, he looked really fucking good. We didn't see his striking really at all, but why would you strike when you could just maul this kid on the ground? And he did. He fucking mauled him on the ground. Yeah, he looked great. Didn't really break a sweat, didn't gas out. Looked good. I don't even think he took a good punch. So, good for him. He looked good on very short notice, and let's see what the UFC does with him. Do I think he's gonna be top 15? No. Do I think he's gonna be top 25? No. But he could probably beat a few decent names. Like, off the top of my head, he probably beats a Euros Medic, a Tim Means, a fucking, who else? A Punahele Soriano, maybe. So, he probably beat some pretty decent names. So, but then when I think you hit your Muslim side, well, he might beat Salikov. Well, I think when you hit Dalby, Brian Battle, guys like that, I think is when it's gonna start going downhill for Vanderford. But who knows? He has the wrestling. his strike, he has good power in his hands. His chin, I still think, is probably glass, and he is 34 years old, but who knows? Who really knows? So we'll find out. He looked good. I did not expect him to look this good. I picked him out of pure, pretty much meme biased, but he looked good. I'll give him his flowers. Better than Paige ever looked, that's for sure. And yeah, let's see what Mr. Van Zandt can do in the UFC. 1-0 now. He should have been in the UFC the whole time. He should have got a contract on Contender Series, and yeah, better late than never though. And then I'm not gonna click on the little bitch. Cut Veretennikov, his little bitch ass, and yeah, maybe he can fight Paul Daly, or they might just fight after the fucking. If they were to fight, they might wait till after the fight's over and then try and fight you. So, yeah. Aside that, not very much else to say. And let's talk about who they can fight next. For Vanderford, I think the UFC is gonna try and push him pretty quickly because he is 34. I don't think they're gonna push him into a big fight, but I could see him getting a pretty decent name in his second fight. If Kevin Holland wasn't booked, I could 100% see them doing Kevin Holland and Austin Vanderford, but I doubt they're gonna do that right now. But who could he fight? Like I said, I think he's going to get a pretty decent opponent. Let's see. Ramiz Brahimaj and Brasil Hafez, and I think he's gonna jump those kinds of guys. RDA, nah. I think RDA is kind of. I could see him fighting an old Leech. I could see them giving him an old Li Jingling or Phil Rowe or Euros Medic. I think he'd then get thrown into this category of opponent. A Nico Price would be probably perfect. So I could see him getting thrown into the in this area pretty quickly. So I think the two best fights are either Nico Price or Li Jingling. Max Griffin ain't a bad one, but I think that's kind of a big jump. I think Max Griffin is very good. So yeah, I say Nico Price or Li Jingling would probably be the logical fight. I like the Nico Price fight. I think that makes a lot of sense. I think that'd be I would pick Vanderford to win that, to be honest. Nico Price is getting pretty old. He did just get Russell fucked by Thunder Garimbo, who's not good at all. So, I like it. Nico Price and Austin Vanderford. I just don't see them building Austin up slowly. He's 34. He has a name. I see them throwing him into the deep end pretty quickly. I think Nico Price would be a perfect fight for that, so let's do it. Nico Price and Austin Vanderford. Book it. Sounds like a good fight to me. I'm down to see it. I think that is a very logical next step for Vanderford, so do it. Not really much else to say. Of course, no fight for Nikolay. He should be cut. And I don't even think that PFL or GFO would sign him, because that's just a little bit. Well, no, PFO did sign, or Bellator did sign Paul Daly after, so no, they would. Though he'll be in PFO soon enough. But as of right now, fuck him and get cut from a real promotion. Aside that, not much else to say. Great debut for Austin Vanderford. He looked really good, shockingly good. And who should he fight next? I like him and Nico Price. I think that's a good fight. I think that's a logical fight, and I'm down to see it, so book it. Not really much else to say. Good one for Vanderford. Great debut for Vanderford, and making the the Van Zandt name proud. There we go. After that, we go to our fourth fight of the night, our knockout of the night, our knockout of the year contender, and many other things. Many other fucking awards this could get. Our holy shit moment of the night, etc., etc. And then our fourth fight of the night, we head to the bantamweight division for our holy shit moment of the night between Ricky Simón versus Javid Basharat. Speaking of things you've already seen by now, Ricky Simón fucking killed Javid Basharat. Again, a very short story to tell about this fight. Just like all of the prelims, they had a pretty close, I would say pretty high level fight for the first almost 4 minutes, and then eventually Ricky just timed a right hand perfectly, kind of Masvidal Usman like, and knocked Javid out cold, flat, dead. His head bounced like a basketball, which is hard to watch at, to be honest. And that was that. Ricky Simón is back, and now just killing people, apparently. Wow. Like, I thought this fight was gonna go to decision. We got two dudes who are, like, Javid, never been finished, and it's not really a finisher. Ricky's on a 3-fight skid, but apparently Ricky said, nah, I'm killing this man, and he did, so good for him. Good for him, man. Wow. Knockout of the night, knockout of the year contender. I don't think it's better than a Cesar Almeida and Abdul-Razak Al-Hassan, but I still think it's going to be probably top 10 knockout. I won't be shocked if this is a top 10 knockout by the end of the year. And, yeah. Holy shit. Excuse me. So, great fucking win for Ricky Simón. Great knockout. And that's how you break a 3-fight losing streak and keep your job. Because if he would have lost this, I don't know how you don't cut him. But he won, and we get to see more Quickie Ricky in the UFC. You'd love to see it. So, good for him, man. Good for him. Outside of that, not really anything else I can think to say about the fight. Besides, holy shit. Sorry about that. I had to hit my mic a little bit. Outside of that, I can't have anything else to say, so let's talk about the fighters. And of course, we'll start with, again, that's how you break a 3-fight losing streak, killing a bona fide undefeated prospect with a brutal right hand, getting his first knockout and win. His first knockout since 2021, his first win since 2022. Wow. That's how you fucking break a losing streak. I'm happy for Ricky, man. If you like the sport, you're happy for Ricky Simón, because this dude never has a boring fight. He's always having a banger. He's not even old yet. He's only 32, and it would have sucked to see him get cut and go to GFL. Like, he would dominate over in PFL or GFL, because he is still talented. He just fought a murderer's row, and it looked like this was much of the same, but he said, nah, this fraud ain't beating me, and he fucking put him in the dirt. So, good for Ricky, man. Again, it's hard not to be happy for him. It would have sucked to see him get cut, but we get to see more Ricky Simón in the UFC, which is always a plus. So, I'm happy about that. If you're a fan of the sport, you're happy about that. And, let's see what happens next for him. I have a fight idea in mind that'd be kind of cool, so we'll see if they do it. I might change it, because I haven't really looked yet. But I have a fun fight idea in mind. We'll see if they do it. So, good for Ricky, man. Good for Ricky. I might cut out for a second. And then to talk about his opponent, Javid Basharat, who I think is still sleeping in Seattle. Yeah, he's a fraud, if we're being honest. His brother is way better, and Javid's just not that good. Like, he showed potential, but his first 3 UFC wins weren't that impressive. All decisions against pretty low-level competition. Your best win was Tony Gravely? Okay. Then you had that weird no contest with Victor Henry. Okay. You lose to Amin Zahabi in a very close fight that could have went his way. That's aging pretty good. And now you get killed by Ricky Simón, which is not a bad thing, but it's like, he's just not very good, and he needs to win his next fight now. He's now in the same position Ricky is in. If he loses his next fight, he is going to get cut. So, I would think. He is 29 already, and they already have a better Basharat brother, so we'll see. Yeah, he's a fraud. Farid is still really good. We still got Farid at least. And again, Farid is very good. But, yeah. He's just not very good. Javid, that being said, so. Yeah, Amin and Ricky are not bad losses, but they're still losses. More than likely, the UFC's probably gonna give him a can to beat in the next fight, because I don't think they want to cut him. Cause they like having the Basharat boys. They love that whole idea of having the brothers, because they like to sell that shit. Look at the Bonfiend boys. But yeah, Javid is just not that guy, not the prospect we thought he was. Go back to how we talked about Javid, or how you and I talked about Javid after the Mondanko fight, and now look how we're talking about him now. So. Time changes quickly, and yeah, Javid is just not that guy. So, from undefeated to what 0-2-1 in your last 3, sport's crazy, man. Sport is crazy. Outside that, not really much else I can think to say. Besides, who should they fight next? For Ricky, I have a fun idea, but I'm not gonna say it yet. I'm gonna take a look to see if there's better options. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing much better options, so I'll say what my idea is. I'm now seeing him fight Cody Garbrandt. I think that'd be a really fun fight. Him and Cody. Cody is, I think, his age, as much as we think Cody's fucking old. Yeah, he's 33. I'm down to see that. Cody and Ricky Simón, 2 guys who kind of in the same position. Look at, I think that'd be an awesome fight. That'd be an awesome co-main on like an Apex card. And I like that fight. I think that'd be a really dope fight. Ricky and Cody. Someone's getting knocked out, that's for sure. I like it. I'm not really seeing any better fight for either guy, because I only think Cody Garbrandt should fight the older veterans of the division. I don't want to see him fight a young gun. So, yeah, I like it. I really like that fight, so let's do it. Cody Garbrandt and Ricky Simón, a fight that's never happened. They're both a little bit older now, so let's do it. Ricky and Cody. Book it. And then for Javid, as I said, he's probably gonna fight a can in his next fight. So we'll see who that is, or they're gonna give him a real fight that he might lose. So we're gonna find out real quickly what they decide to do with the lesser Basharat. So yeah, that's about all I gotta say about that, and about all I gotta say about this fight. Great win for Ricky Simón, maybe the best one of his career, at least moment-wise, at home in Seattle, Washington, so good for him. And who should he fight next? I love the idea of him and Cody Garbrandt. I think that'd be a fucking banger. And yeah, if someone's getting KO'd in that, 2 older veterans getting close to being washed. Well, I think Cody is washed, but Ricky ain't yet. I think that'd be a banger. Let's see it. And then for Javid, again, he'll probably fight a tomato can. So, or they'll give him a fight and really say, let's see, do you want to stay here? Then win. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. Either way, great win for Ricky. Not a great night for Javid. At least Farid is still good. And happy for Ricky, man. Happy for Ricky, giving us one of our knockout of the year contenders in February. Knockout of the month, that's for sure. After that, we go to our 5th fight of the night, our 5th knockout of the night. On a prelims full of finishes, and this is our last knockout. The last 2 are submissions. As in our 5th fight of the night, we head back to middleweight for a prospect battle that I fucking told y'all would be a lot closer than it was. Then y'all said it would be. And then our 5th fight of the night in the middleweight division, we had Mansur Abdul-Malik versus Nick Klein. I fucking told y'all this would be a closer fight than the betting odds said, and I was fucking right. Why do I say I was right? Because in round 1, Nick Klein did win round 1. As halfway through the round, maybe a little more than halfway, he landed a beautiful spinning back fist that really hurt Mansur badly, and put Mansur on the back foot, really made him shell up. for some reason, Nick decided to try and become a wrestler at that moment instead of just trying to beat up the guy who's halfway out on his feet. Bad fight IQ there, but what can you do? But he did secure the round, which is more than y'all thought he would do, so haha. But then round 2, he was kind of gassed, he's not a good striker, and Mansur was kind of pissed off. So he said, yeah, I'm going to kill you now. Eventually, he pushed him down on the ground after catching a kick, and then just mauled him on the cage until the ref had to step in and save him for about a halfway through round 2 knockout win for Mansur Abdul-Malik. Yeah, I told y'all. I told, what did I say in my breakdown? And you can go back and listen to it. I was 100% right. I said Mansur would still win, but it would be a lot closer and competitive than y'all think it would be. He would not look like a minus 1350 favorite, and he did not look like a minus 1350 favorite. He lost round 1. He almost got knocked out. I told you, Nick Klein is not a pushover. Is he a great fighter? This still to be debated. Does he have good fight IQ? Well, no, next question. But did he bring the fight to Mansur more than y'all thought he would? Yes. And I told y'all this was you have to be a 4-digit favorite. You better earn that shit. And I did not see why Mansur was that big of a favorite here. So, he won. I knew he was gonna win. He is really good. But so is Nick Klein. And y'all fucking disrespected the man when he almost knocked out your giant favorite. So, I told y'all what would happen, and I was right. It's rare for me to be right, but I was here. So, I'll take my W and go on my merry way, because I told y'all what would happen, and it did. Not very much else to say about the fight, though. Outside that spinning back fist and some control time, Nick did not do a lot, and he did get put out when Mansur finally was able to get an angle on him and beat him up, so it sucks to see Nick Klein lose his debut, but I'm happy he put up a fight, and I think the betting odds will respect him more in his next fight after almost knocking out their new golden boy in Mansur. So, either way, great fight, and good comeback for Mansur, so you can say that. Like, very Jared Cannonier, like how he got rocked in round 1 and came back, so good job there, and great win for Mansur Abdul-Malik, showing heart, showing chin, showing he has a chin, showing he has durability. Yeah, exactly the fight he needed, so good job. Not really much more I can say about the fight, so let's talk about the fighters. Again, pretty much what I just said about Mansur is whatever I gotta say. This is the perfect fight for that he needed to have. Fight a tough guy who's gonna test him and not go down very easily, but eventually Mansur would win. I didn't think he'd get a finish. Well, nah, I thought he probably was gonna get a finish, but I don't know if it was gonna be I wasn't 100% confident since Nick is tough, but he did get that finish. Yeah, Mansur is good. I still think he has a little bit of time to grow, but I think 2 or 3 more fights against kind of lower level guys will be the perfect. By this time next year, he'll probably be ready to go for the top 15, so if he has another fight or 2 this year, he'll probably be ready for top 15 by next year, and we'll see how far this kid can go. 27 years old, 8-0, powerful, athletic, quick. He's good, man. He's good, and definitely one of the brightest prospects in the UFC right now. We'll see how far this kid can go. Hell, he's looked more impressive in one fight than Bo Nickal has looked in 5. And then talk about Nick Klein. Bounce back, heal up, and we'll see where he goes from here. I like Mansur's idea for what Nick should do next. I'll talk about that when I get to fight ideas in a second. But yeah, I like Nick. I think he is talented. I think he probably will win this next fight, especially if they do what Mansur said they should do. And yeah, let's see how far Nick can go. I do think he's a talented guy. If you don't respect him after this, He's coming in on short notice and almost knocking out the UFC's new golden boy at middleweight. I don't know what else you need him to do, so respect to Nick. I knew he'd put up more of a fight than y'all would think, and yeah, great shit by Nick Klein, man. Heal up, and let's see you on a full camp in your next one, ideally, because now his 2 UFC fights, Contender Series included, have been on short notice. Can we get a full camp, please? Cool. Outside of that, not very much more I can think to say, so let's get into the interesting part. Who should they fight next? For Mansur, there are some options. There are definitely some options for him. An idea I said earlier for someone else, I do like it for him a little bit better. I like the Dustin Stoltzfus fight. I think that'd be interesting. I don't think he should, like, I'm not sure, I'm not really seeing anyone else I would like to see him fight here. So I think anyone, like, around this area is kind of too big of a jump still. But I don't mind a Dustin Stoltzfus fight. I think that'd be a pretty decent one for him. Abdul would be fun, but that kind of, like, Abdul is a fun fighter, but it kind of seems like a step backwards. Zachary Reese is just coming off a loss, so yeah, I think Dustin Stoltzfus would probably be the best fight for him. Like, Dustin Stoltzfus is a veteran coming off a beautiful knockout against Barryute. I like it. I'm down to see it. So, again, I'll look at who I said Stoltzfus should fight after his win. But if the Mansur fight's a better one, or that person's already booked, let's do it. Mansur, Abdul-Malik, and Dustin Stoltzfus. I'm not seeing anything much better for Mansur. I think that'd be a perfect win, and perfect third win for him, and then he can jump into fighting guys in this area. So, let's do it. Mansur and Dustin Stoltzfus. Sounds like a good fight to me. Book it. Book it in a few months. Not even. Who knows with Mansur, he might fight even quicker than that. So, let's see when we can get that booked, if we do get that booked. So, yeah. Not very much else to say there, or in general. Good fight between pretty much a Contender Series fight. Both looked good. Klein, I said, would put more of a fight than y'all would think, and he did. Mansur would still win though, and he did. And yeah, I'll take my W here, because I got this fight completely right. And also what I'll take is a fight idea for both of you. For Mansur Abdul-Malik, again, Dustin Stoltzfus, and for Nick Klein, I'll go with what Mansur said, because I like what he said. Nick Klein stepped in for Antonio Trocoli, so why not have Trocoli fight Nick Klein? Makes sense to me, why not do it? And that's a fight Nick Klein would easily win, so let's do it. Mansur versus Dustin Stoltzfus, Nick Klein versus Antonio Trocoli, book it. So, I like both those fights. I think the 2 guys on your screen right now would both win those 2 fights. So let's do it. Great win for Mansur. Great performance by Nick Klein. Great fight between 2 good prospects. After that, we go to our co-main event of the prelims. A fight that did not go as I expected. Went very weird, to be honest. As in our third fight of the... Or, my bad, I got completely... My mind went drifting. As in our co-main event of the prelims, we had in the featherweight division Melquizael Costa versus Andre Fili. Very weird fight here. Not what I expected in the way that fight was going, or in the way the fight ended. Long story short, for the first 4-ish minutes, Melk was really just able to stay on the outside, kind of make Fili just follow him as he kept beating him at range. He was kicking him, he was hitting him with good shots, kind of just keeping Fili at range to where he really couldn't get on the inside. Eventually, Fili, I guess, thought, fuck this, I'm going to try and grapple, and he shot a takedown, got it, and pretty much put himself into a guillotine within seconds, and got guillotined. I'm not even sure what to say. I've never seen someone pretty much let themselves get guillotined. What did he want out of the fight? Like, I'm very confused on what the fuck Andre was doing. A guy who he just looked off in that fight. His striking is usually better. He is a good striker. His grappling is usually not bad. But he kind of just put himself into a guillotine. He didn't even defend it. Like, I looked, you've watched Costa put it in with no fucking effort. And I don't know. Really fucking weird by Andre Fili. Like, definitely maybe the worst I've ever seen him look. Like, because his striking, he couldn't even, like, really hit Milk. And then he pretty much let himself get submitted. So, very confused by what Andre was doing in this fight. So, weird. Very weird by Andre Fili. Very disappointing. Very disappointed in Andre Fili as well with his performance. So, not really sure what's like. Costa pretty much beat him for 4.5 minutes pretty easily. So, good for him, man. Good for him. Not really much more I can add besides just questioning what the fuck Fili was doing. So, not gonna really waste any more time. I'll do that when I talk about him in a second. But yeah, good fight, but weird ending and weird all around. So yeah, not really much else I can say about this. Weird but good fight. So let's not waste any more time and let's talk about the fighters. And we'll start with Costa, who still won the fight. As stupid as Andre Fili was, Costa still won, getting the biggest one of his career and looking good. He looked really good here. His striking looked good. His ground game, for the little time we saw, looked good. He looked good. He looked really fucking good. And like this, I thought this was the hardest fight to predict on the card. But I didn't think Costa had the power to hurt Fili, and he didn't. He really didn't hit Fili in the head though. His kicks were good. He was good at keeping Fili at range since Costa is the lengthier guy. And then on the ground, he was just levels above Fili, so, you know. Great win for Milk. This guy's good. This guy is really good. He's very well-rounded. He's, 28 years old. He's a likable guy. Let's see how far he can go at featherweight. I don't think he'll be top 15, but he pretty much just entered himself into the top 20, 25, beating a guy like Fili, who's a mainstay of that area of the, pretend rankings for years now, for pretty much his whole career. So, let's see how far Milk can go. He's gonna get a big fight after this, so we'll see how he does and who he fights. So, very intrigued. Great win for Milk, man. So, not very much more I can think to say. Kid's good. Kid's really good. So, yeah, he's developing that striking. Ground game's great. Goes to shoot a box. He's an interesting prospect at 145. Well, we knew he was good since he gave Thiago Moises a tough fight in his debut up a weight class on short notice. So, shit. 2 years later, he's now 3-2 and just subbed Andre Fili. Kid's good. To talk about the veteran Andre Fili, again, very questionable what the fuck he was doing in this fight. Again, probably the worst he's looked in a long time. I just don't know what he was doing. I truly don't. He couldn't get his striking going. He I don't know what he was thinking going to the ground. Just questionable. And at 34 years old, almost 35, how much does he have left? His fight IQ clearly didn't happen in this fight. We know his chin's made out of glass. We don't know how much he has left in the tank, so we'll see. I don't think you cut him. I saw a lot of people saying this might be the end of Andre Fili. Now, you give him another fight, a dude who's had fucking 12-11 UFC career. Fucking been in the UFC for 12 years now. You don't just cut after a one loss. So, give him some time off, let him bounce back, and see what happens. If he wins his next fight, then he's back. And if he loses, then you can start having a debate about if you cut him. So, I would hate to see Andre Fili get cut, because he is great. He has been great at times. He is a fun fighter, a cool guy. But, with a performance like this, it's again probably the worst I've seen him look ever. Like, even in that fight against Joanson Brito where he got knocked down 41 seconds, I expect that more from Fili than what I saw here, so just questionable all around from touchy-feely. But besides that, let's talk about who Costa can fight next. I think he gets a big fight after this. Again, you don't just sub Andre Fili and then fight goddamn Josh Cutelaba. You get a big fight after that. Who? I don't know. No, none of these guys. You're not even a featherweight. No. Nate the Train, maybe. Cub Swanson, no. Caceres, I don't hate that. I don't hate a Bruce Leroy fight. That'd be interesting. Bruce Leroy has been around forever, so I don't mind a Bruce Leroy fight. Is there anyone else better for Bruce Leroy to fight? I doubt he'd fight Duo Choi. He already fought Yusuf. I doubt if he wants to fight Cub Swanson, that'd be cool, but I don't know if Cub's gonna do that. I'm down to see these two rematch, so fuck it. Yeah, I like Costa and Alex Caceres. Like that or Nate Landwehr, but Nate the Train probably should take a step back after that pitiful performance against fucking Duo Choi, so yeah, Alex Caceres and Costa sounds good to me. It'd be a very intriguing fight, and I think that's a respectable fight for Melk after beating Andre Fili. So let's do it. Costa and Alex Caceres. Book it. Probably a good fight to me. Because I just really don't see any other fights for Melk outside of that, so. The only other one's Nate Landwehr, and again, I think that's not much of a step up, so. Actually, I think it's a step down, so. Yeah, let's get Alex Caceres and Costa. I think he's earned a pretty good fight like that. Again, you just beat Andre Fili. It's something a lot of guys don't do. So. Mainly the guys who beat Andre Fili are guys who are already in the top 15 or highly touted, so. Gotta give Melk his flowers, and let's see him fight Bruce Leroy. Book it. Not very much else to say outside of that. And for Andre Fili, heal up, and we'll see who he fights next. He could fight Nate Landwehr or fucking Billy Q. A bunch of options for him to fight. So we'll see. We'll see what they do with Andre Touchy-Feely next. Just he's in a weird spot now after the worst performance of maybe of his career. So we'll see what they do with him. And outside of that, yeah. Great, quick little fight. Costa looked good, and who should he fight next? I like him versus Alex Caceres. I think that'd be a really good fight. And I think that's the kind of, I think Costa has earned a fight like that, so let's do it. Not very much else to say. Great win from Costa, biggest one of his career so far. Let's see how far the kid can go. 28 years old, well-rounded from shoot to box. Kid's good. Heal up, Andre. Hopefully we see you back soon. And Melk, great performance, kid. Finally, after over an hour now, we can finally get into the featured prelim. Well, I got this one wrong. And then our featured prelim in the light heavyweight division. We ended the prelims with a battle of the eyes. I swear this went into round 2, but I guess I'm wrong. And then our featured prelim, we ended with Cutelaba versus Ibo Aslan. Aslan, as we should call him now. Well, we had a fraud checked in this one. No shock. Yeah, I would say pretty shocking. Yeah, long story short of this fight, they traded some shots. Ian felt that Turkish power and became a wrestler real quick after that. And after a few takedowns, he was able to put in an arm triangle and choke out Ibo to get the W. His first submission in 10 years, I think they said. And so, yeah. Ibo got fraud checked by shitty ass Ion Cutelaba. I'm so fucking tired of seeing Ion Cutelaba in the UFC. He's not good. He's an annoying fucking prick, but he has fun fights. God damn it. The Hulk smashed this fraud, and that's the last of Ibo Aslan. We don't have to worry about him anymore. Not really much else to say there. fraud got checked by bum-ass Ion Cutelaba. God damn it, Ibo. Let's talk about Cutelaba real quick. I got nothing else to say about the fight. For Cutelaba, now 2 in a row now. How is this bum on a 2-fight winning streak at 30? He's only 31, I thought he was older. He just won't fuck off already. He just won't fuck off. I'm so tired of Ion Cutelaba, man. Whatever. He has fun fights at least. He's not good though. To talk about Ibo, again, he got fraud checked. So he's now Ibo Aslan. 2 S's in that last name. Cause he's shit. So yeah, not very much else to say. Ibo, welcome to the fraud club, buddy. Welcome. A lot of people would say they're not shocked by this. Fuck you. Not very much else to say about the fighters. Let's get into a quick fight idea for Ion. No, I'm not rushing through this. I just don't give a fuck to talk about Ion Cutelaba. For Ion, he'll probably get a decent fight after this. Who, I don't know. Like I talked about him earlier with Bukauskas, I could see him doing that. I'm down to see him fight Bellato. That'd be a pretty fun fight in my opinion. Who else is there? Jimmy Crute, but I don't know what they're gonna do with Crute anymore. No, Omer Sy should probably get that fight with Menifield rebooked. Again, Buka, Patrin. Yeah, I think probably Ion and Bellato would be the best fight. So, it'd be a fun fight, that's for goddamn sure, so. I'm down to get Bellato and Ion Cutelaba. Book it. I'm more than down to see that. I just, unless they do that Crute rematch with Bellato, but like, I don't even know what they're gonna do with Crute anymore, and do I really want to see Crute have another fucking rematch? Not really, so, do Bellato and fucking Ion Cutelaba, fuck it. And then, yeah, have Bukauskas fight Jacoby, Sy fight Menifield. Petrino's a little heavyweight now, so he just booked up half the fucking division. So, there you go. there you fucking go. Quickly. So, yeah, I like it. Ion Cutelaba for Raffael Bellato. Let's do it. Pretty simple. Not very much else to say. Ion sucks. Ibo's a fraud. And who should Ion fight next? I'm down to see him fight Rodolfo Bellato. I think it'd be a fun fight. Good chance Ion probably wins that, if we're being honest, just because of his wrestling, but who knows. Eventually his chin will get cracked again, like it always does. And, Hulk will be the one smashed, but in this fight, the Hulk smashed, so. Well, the last Ottoman was really the last Fraudaman, so, yeah. Not very much else to say. Good win for Ion. As much as I don't like him, he is a fun fighter, and it is a good win. And who should he fight next? I like him or Rodolfo Bellato. I think it'd be a good fight, and, let's do it. That would be probably 5 tonight on any goddamn card, so book it. Not in the Apex. Ion Cutelaba should only be in front of a crowd, because that man is a fucking psychopath. So, yeah. Ibo, I don't care who you fight next. Go back to the Apex, bitch. I know you've never fought in the Apex, but go back to it. And, yeah. Not very much else to say. Good one for Ion. Fuck, another fraud checked in 2025. The list is getting too long now. Can we stop? I guess not. And there's the prelims, an hour and 8 minutes in. Again, probably the prelims of the year. 7 fights, 7 finishes. Bukauskas had a great finish. Ruziboev did his thing. Vanderford looked great. Ricky Simón with the knockout of the year so far. One of. Mansur looked good. Costa looked good. Ion looked good in a banger. Great prelims. 10 out of 10. Flawless. They were perfect. Perfect down to the last minute detail. I loved it. Not saying the same thing about this main card, which was fucking dreadful at times and great at others. You ready to talk about this shitty main card? I'm not. Let's not waste any more time, and let's just talk about this shit. You ready? Sadly, I have no choice. let's do it. Not gonna even click on the first fight of the night because it was one of the most disrespectful, pathetic, embarrassing things I've ever fucking watched in my life. Two clowns gassing after 5 minutes. Garbage. You suck. You completely suck. Cut them both. This is the worst fight of the night I've ever fucking seen. Awful. Fucking awful. Next, we go to our first real fight of the main card, and of course with this psychopath it's going to be a banger. As in our second fight of the main card, our first real fight of the main card between two athletes and not two dudes who came out of the local McDonald's, we had in the featherweight division, Silva versus Melsik Baghdasaryan. Well, Silva's back killing people. He's back to killing people. Not a lot happened in this fight, if we're being honest. For about the first 4 minutes, they did not do a lot. Silva barely threw anything, mainly with Baghdasaryan throwing shots. Silva's offense was pretty much high fives and fucking smiles. And then he said, yeah, I'm bored, I'm gonna kill you now. Landed a beautiful left-right combo, dropping Baghdasaryan bad. Should have been stopped right there, but the ref's a fucking moron. And had hit him a few more times while he was pretty much out on the ground. Eventually, he did stop the fight, and Silva got the knockout W. Yeah, Silva's back, looking as good as ever, and just killing people. Like, this fight was a complete step down for him. That really made no sense, and what did the fight look like? A complete step down for him that made no sense. Yeah, Silva needs to be in the top 15 immediately. This guy is just not human. he has way too much fun in there trying to kill people, and I love it. He's fucking awesome. And how do you not love Silva? How do you not? Feel bad for Melsik, and I'll talk about that more in a second, but yeah, long story short about the fight, when finally went into kill mode, it was quickly over. Not very much else to say. Great win for Silva. Happy to have him back. And god damn, is he good. God, these fighting nerds are scary. Carlos, and Caio. Good luck against them. Great win for Good to have him back. And great fight. Now we can talk about the fighters, and I'll talk about first, since I don't really got much more to say than what I just said. Good to have him back. Hopefully we can see him fight more consistently, but like he was last year. He took like no damage in this fight, so hopefully we can see him back ASAP. Hopefully, hell, I'm down to see him main event a card. I would love to see him, because his next fight should be against a top 15 dude. I'm down to see him main event a card, an Apex card preferably, so I'm down to see that. I think he's earned the fight like that, and book it. I'm down to see it. Good. He took no damage. Let's see this man back as quickly as possible, because we need as much Silva as we can possibly get. He's really fucking good, and how do you not love Silva? To talk about Melsik, I feel bad for him, because he kind of did get fed to the wolves here. Like, you take a 2-year layoff and your comeback fight's Silva, the UFC is not happy with you. But how could they be when this guy's had more cancellations than fights? He's had 5 cancellations and 5 fights now. So, he has all the talent in the world, in my opinion, just he never fights, and now he's getting older at 33, going to be 34 years old sooner than later. And who knows if he's gonna be, if he stayed active, he could be good, but now he just got knocked out. Who knows when we see him again, so I wouldn't be shocked if they cut him, to be honest, with how fucking inactive he is. He's had 2 fights in 2021, 2 fights in 2023, and 1 fight in 2025 so far. I wouldn't be shocked if we don't see him again until 2026 or 2027. So, he's just been inactive. He has a lot of talent. I do think he's a really good fighter. He just doesn't fight enough. So, I don't know. I hope we see him back ASAP. I hope we can see him again this year. I think he beats a lot of guys who people probably wouldn't think he would beat. Like, if you look at these fights he got canned, he beats him. Debatable. I think he beats him. Debatable. I think he beats him. He just needs to actually make it to the goddamn fights. So, but who knows? I wouldn't be shocked if they cut him. Like I said, 33 years old, and you've only had 5 fights in what, fucking 5 years of being in the UFC, and you've had a bunch of cancellations. Who knows? Who knows with Melsik? Hopefully we see him back sooner than later, but who fucking knows? Only thing I have to say now, since we talked about the fight and thy fighters, let's talk about who they should fight next. For Gene Silva, of course, he should be getting a top 15 fight. Dan Ige would have been the perfect fight, but he just got booked against Sean Woodson. Banger. So, let's see, who do we got for Gene? Probably the same person he called out, Bryce Mitchell. Outside of him, I don't know who else he would fight. Ige's booked, Cater just fought, Zalal, I don't think he's going to do that. Giga's booked, Murphy's booked, and then he's not going to get a fight this high. So, let him kill Bryce Mitchell. We would all enjoy watching that. So, let's do it. Gene Silva, Bryce Mitchell. I'm down to see that as an Apex main event. I'm okay with that. So, let's do it. He called him out, so let's get that fight booked. Gene Silva and Bryce Mitchell. Book it. I'd love to see Gene push Bryce's brain out through his fucking ears. So, let's see that happen. Gene, Bryce, book it. And for Melsik, I'm not really gonna give him a fight idea because I don't know when the fuck he's gonna ever fight. We might not be saying this man's name again until 2026. So, hopefully we see him sooner. We'll say his name and he appears, hopefully, but I doubt it. So, whenever we see you again, Melsik, we see you. If it's in the UFC even, because who knows, again, they might cut you. So, we're gonna find out. What I do know is Gene Silva's amazing, and let's get him in the top 15. But Bryce Mitchell, Gene Silva, book it. Not really much else to say. Good to have Gene back. It's good to have Melsik back. Now let's see these two fight more consistently. Got it? Good. Got it? Get it? Good. After that, now I'm gonna click on this fight because it was a fucking disgrace. It was a great fight. Rob fought Gene Matsumoto. Great fight. Fucking disgrace of a decision. One of the worst decisions I've ever seen. Gene got completely fucking robbed. He clearly won the first 2 rounds. That's not even a debate. Oh my god, Rob Font landed 3 jabs. He won! No, the fuck he didn't. Gene threw this little bitch around for 10 minutes. But, oh my god, look at Rob Font's jab that he landed 4 times. Ugh! Fuck off. Rob Font sucks. Gene Matsumoto won that fight. And fuck you judges, you dumb motherfuckers. Next, we go to our co-main event of the evening. Well, this fight went just like the first one, pretty much. As in our co-main event of the evening, we had a rematch from the LFA 6 years later, as we had Anthony Fluffy Hernandez versus Brendan All-In Allen. Wow, this fight went pretty much as the first one did. A little more competitive, but I don't think by much. Wow, we've now had to go to scorecards in a while. Round 1 was definitely the closest round, the best round for Brendan Allen. He got on top. Well, he got controlled for a good... Well, actually, he landed some nice shots early, threw a head kick, and then tried to become Charles Oliveira. It didn't fucking work. He got thrown to the ground and controlled for a good amount of the round. But late in the round, Allen did get on top, land some good ground and pound, cut Fluffy open a little bit, and I think stole that round. Yeah, that didn't happen again. Round 2, Fluffy threw him down and kind of controlled him. Again, Allen tried to get on top and steal the round late. Didn't work this time. 1-1 Fluffy. And then in round 3, Fluffy just dominated him. Controlled him, I swear, for 5 minutes. And easily won that round and the fight. 29-28, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez beats Brendan Allen again to go 2-0 against him in the LFA and the UFC. Well, Allen won a round this time, unlike in the LFA. I think he got 50-45, if I'm correct. Yeah. Pretty much the fight I expected it to be. Fluffy has better cardio than Allen, and he has better fight IQ than Allen, so he's gonna beat him. I think Brennan Allen has all the talent in the world, but he gets in his own way more than anything else. And unlike most of his losses, I would say Brennan Allen underperformed. He didn't. He performed very well. Fluffy's just better. So, nice try by Brennan Allen, but Fluffy's just a better fighter. It's that simple. I like Brennan Allen. I think he's very talented, but when it comes to fighting Fluffy Hernandez, that man got your number. So, yeah, not really much more to say about the fight. It was a grappling match that Fluffy won again against Allen, and that's about all I can say about that. As I expected, I would love to see Brennan Allen win this fight. I like Brennan Allen. I think he's very talented, but I could not make myself pick Brennan Allen here, so I couldn't. It's been a god awful pick, and the fight went as expected. So great win for Fluffy, and man, he is good. Not much to say about the fight. Now let's talk about the fighters, and of course, let's talk about our boy Fluffy. Now on a 7-fight winning streak. Went some good names on that winning streak. Kopylov, Pereira, Brennan Allen. This guy's good. This guy is so fucking good, and I don't think he's gonna be a champion. I won't be shocked if he gets the title shot sooner than later. One more good win, and especially if they have him fight who I think he should fight, he might be in a title shot by sometime next year. Because he's good. I don't think he's gonna win. I don't think he can beat Drakus. I don't think he could beat Hamzat, but I would love to see their scrambles. He would easily beat Imavov. I don't know about Strickland. That'd be an interesting fight. So, but yeah, it's cool. We can finally throw Fluffy into that category of fighters, and he's pretty much entered contender territory, because he is a contender. How is he not? The man has won 7 in a row, and those last 3 have been Kopylov, Pereira, and Brendan Allen. That's an insane 3-fight winning streak, and then you add the other fucking 4 before it. This guy's a problem, and people in that division don't want to fight this guy. I can guarantee you. So, let's see what they do with him, man. Let's see what they do with Fluffy. Let's see if they give him the fight I think he has earned. And I'll talk about that in a minute. But, let's see, man. Let's see how far Fluffy can go. Can he get that title shot? Can he win the belt? You never know. Only one way to find out. Man's good. I think he needs to get his striking up, especially since he's going to be fighting guys with better takedown defense. But if he can get some better striking, he's a little soft. He does not take punches well to the body or the head, but if he can fix that up, he's going to be a problem. And then talk about Brennan Allen. Oh, man. It's hard to watch this man fight sometimes because he has all the talent in the world, but he gets in his own way. Bisping and Felder said it best. This man gets in his own fucking way. He doesn't want to strike. He's allergic to striking. I don't know why. I truly don't get why this man is so fucking allergic to striking. Round 1, he lands a bunch of nice shots on Fluffy, a beautiful head kick, and tries to fucking climb his back like Charles Oliveira. In round 3, he hurts Fluffy bad, doesn't follow up and try and finish him, and then gets grapple fucked. Dude, unlike the Imavov fight where it was just an off night for him, which we've seen many times for him, he just fucking fought like an idiot here. Dude, you're the way better striker. He's not even a bad striker. No, if he fought someone who's a legit striker, when he fought Imavov, he was definitely the lesser striker at times. But, he's not even a bad striker. And especially in this fight, he's a way better striker, but he's allergic to striking. So, and he's fucked himself. Now he's on a 2-fight losing streak. No one likes him, apparently. And now he's in a really weird position. He's still young, 29 years old, has all the talent in the world, will probably win his next fight. But man, does he fucking fight bad sometimes. Either he underperforms or he fights like an idiot. that's been the story of his last 2 fights, so I don't know. I really don't know. So I'll talk about who he can fight next. I don't know who he's gonna fight next now, but I'll think of something or someone, and yeah, hopefully we can see him fucking get back on track. 'Cause I do think he has all the talent in the world, but God, does he look bad sometimes? Fuck, just hard to watch him sometimes, man. It truly is. But besides that, we talked about the fight and the fighters. Let's talk about who those fighters should fight next. I don't even have to click on them because I have this right here. For Fluffy, I don't know if I said this in the breakdown, but I know I said it on Twitter beforehand. Who should the winner of this fight, which that would be Fluffy, Israel Adesanya. Maybe that's a big jump, but I think it makes sense, because in my logic, these 4 are tied up with each other, counting Drakus. Kyle and Rob are pretty much destined to fight. Cannonier should fight the winner of Vittori Deladze. Fuck it, Fluffy should fight Izzy. I think fighting I know he probably will fight Cannonier, but why? That's a step down in my opinion from Allen, who was almost a title contender, to a 40-year-old gatekeeper. I just think that's kind of pointless. Izzy's the fight for Fluffy. He'll do it. And then for Brandon Allen, Kopylov? Yeah, probably Kopylov. Michelle Pereira is fighting a Boost, who knows what happens there. Bo Nickel, I don't think they want to do that fight, but maybe. I don't know if Allen would even take that fight. And then who fucking knows with Paulo Costa? So who fucking cares, more importantly. So I'm down to see Brandon Allen and Roman Kopylov. That could be a fight night main event within itself. I think it'd be a great fight, so let's do it. Brandon Allen, Roman Kopylov, Fluffy Hernandez, Israel Adesanya. Those are 2 fight night main events for you, right? They're Fluffy Izzy could co-main a fucking pay-per-view. So there's 2 fights for you right now, right there, that both could be main events on fight nights. Fluffy and Izzy, Allen and Kopylov. Book them. Those are 2 bangers. Could be great fight night main events later in the year. Allen's would be an Apex card. Izzy, Fluffy, of course, would be a real card. Again, that could co-main a pay-per-view. So I'm down to see both those fights. I think those would both be very good fights, and I hope we get those fights. So let's do it. I think those 2 fights make the most sense, and I would love to see both of them. Hell, on the same card. Fuck, if the main and Kova card were those 2 fights, I'd be happy. So just book those fights. Those are the logical fights that I think we all would love to see. And yeah, book it. Not very much else to say. Great win for Fluffy. Dude just has Allen's number. And Allen, you need to change something up, because something you're doing is just not right. It's not helping you, and it's not right. So let's see if he can finally fix the problems of the game. We'll see. We'll see. Not very much else to say. Fluffy, great win. Allen, come on, man. You are better than this. Prove it. Great win for Fluffy Nurmagomedov. And now time for our main event of the evening. Not gonna waste a lot of time here, since we all know what happened here with this little dork. And then our main event of the evening, our main event of UFC Seattle. We had to bantamweight for a top 10 fight somehow between Song Yadong versus Henry Triple C, the actor Cejudo. Not gonna waste your time with this. Cejudo got his ass beat for 3 rounds and then found a way to escape with he wanted a DQ win, but the ref had Jason Herzog's the GOAT and said, nah bitch, you're taking an L because you fucking suck. W reffing, fuck Henry Cejudo, no respect for him, you're not a Hall of Famer. And great win for Song Yadong. Fuck Cejudo. I had nothing to say about that dork. I'm not gonna click on his profile. He's the thumbnail of this video for a reason. Fuck him. He sucks. You're not a Hall of Famer. You don't deserve your own Hall of Fame after that. You can go sit in at the Oscars with Aljamain Sterling, because you both are actors, not fighters. Fuck you. Retire, you old fuck. Talk about Song Yadong. He beat up a 38-year-old man pretty easily. Looked good. and we'll see what he does next. Back on track, 11-3-1 now in UFC. Somehow he's 27, even though I swear he's 57, and we'll see who he can fight next. So I think a Cejudo rematch is fucking stupid, and yeah, not really much else to say. Only thing I have to say about this fight, because I don't want to waste a lot of time on this fight, because what's the point? Who could Song fight next? Let's see, he just beat number 7. I don't know. Like, cause let's see, Marab's probably gonna fight O'Malley and Jan. Ooh, like Omar? That was meant to be the fight that they do, so yeah, probably Umar. Because Corey is fighting Figgy, Cheeto, he already fought before, so yeah, let's do Song and Umar. That was a fight they were going to do at one point last year. I remember that was going to be the last fight of the year. That was the main event, that Tampa card instead of Colby Buckley. But that got scrapped, so let's try again. Song Yadong and Umar Nurmagomedov. Sounds like a good fight to me. Because again, Corey and Figgy just got booked. Cheeto, why would you waste time beating up Cheeto? And I don't know anyone else who deserves to fight a top 5 guy like Umar. Like what? No. Oh yeah, Song Yadong and Umar. Book it. Simple. Not very much else to say. Good one for Song Yadong versus this little dork actor, this little midget bitch. And yeah, great one for Song Yadong, beating this bum into retirement. Yeah, at least he has an acting career ahead of him, because he can't fight for shit. Good one for Song, and I think him and Umar would make the most sense. Try to book that fight again, it'd make a lot of sense. And he probably wins that fight, because Umar's trash, so yeah. Not very much else to say. A good one for Song to end UFC Seattle 11 years later. DJ main evented 11 years ago, and then his son is losing 11 years later. Love it. Finally, boom. That was the card to go over how I did on picks. I went 8 of 12, 3 perfect, and how much is a perfect decision prediction? However much that is, add that onto this, because I got this completely right. So 8 of 12 and 3 perfect. I'll take it. The only ones I got wrong were I don't care. This bum fraud. What are you doing? Fraud. So I'll take it. 8 of 12. I'm happy. The bonuses, maybe the worst 5 of the night bonus of all time, as I said, but the performance bonuses to Ricky and Gene. Yep. 5 of the night should have went to Matsumoto and Rob Font. That's not even a debate. And second to last thing, what should you rewatch if you missed the card? I would say everything outside of this. And if you want to skip the Cejudo fight, because you know, that was a good fight, so no, skip everything besides this. So, everything else on the card was great, just skip that shitty Menifield fight. That was lit. If you didn't see it and you think I'm overreacting, if you're thinking, oh, we got 5 tonight, it couldn't be that bad. It was fucking bad. Trust me. It was fucking terrible. So, believe me or not, if you want to go watch it and see for yourself how shit that fight was, you'll be, and then if you watch the Rob Font fight, you'll literally be saying, how the fuck did the Menifield fight get 5 tonight? Any other fight in the card deserved that more. So, I don't know. I truly don't know. Worst 5 of the night bonus I've ever seen given out. So, yeah. I don't know. And then last and never least, I always love this part. Who's on the chopping block after this card? I only have 3 names, to be honest. Raffael Cerqueira, that's not how you spell his name, it's only 1 F in it. Nikolay Veretennikov, and Henry's Cejudo. Everyone else, no. Like, who else would you cut? Give McConico or McConico another fight. No. And where my mouse is who I'm reacting to. No, and no. Cejudo, Veretennikov, and Cerqueira are the only guys that should be cut after this card. So, see you boys. Get on the chopping block, you bum bitches. Besides that, I don't got anything else to say about this card. It was good. The prelims, amazing. The main card, not so amazing. No, the only part of the main card that sucked was the Menifield fight. Gene Silva was great. The Matsumoto fight was great outside the robbery. Hernandez was fun, and Song Yadong was a great fight until the acting started, so it was a really good card. One bad fight and 2 other little bad moments. I'm happy with that. So, great card. If I had to rate it, 8 out of 10 for the 8 finishes we got. I think it's a really good. Yeah, 8 out of 10. I think that's perfect. It was a very good card, best card of the year so far by a mile, and yeah, it was a really good card. A very good night in Seattle. Now we have to change direction and head back to Vegas for an Apex card. Fuck. UFC Vegas 102, I believe. Cop versus Almabayev. I wish it was still rival. Yeah, I'm not really looking forward to that card. A few good fights on it. Charles Johnson's on it. Hyder Emil's on it, who's awesome. Fucking a few other names are on it. But Cody Brunage co-main event. Manel Cop main event. A few other fights. Yeah, I'm not jumping for joy at that card, but either way, you will hear me break that card down Friday, 1 p.m. EST, like always, and then I'll recap it sometime on Sunday, hopefully not as late as this week. I'm sorry again. I try my best and I don't succeed. I suck, I know, but I feel bad. I'm still pissed at myself. I'm a moron. I'm not gonna do this again. I'm probably lying, but I'm gonna try not to do this again. I don't do this on purpose. I wanted to record this last night and have this out already, but I'm sorry. Besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video, the late video nonetheless. And again, you'll hear from me Friday. And then next Sunday, hopefully on time. Knock on wood. I hope. Besides that, I hope you enjoyed the video nonetheless. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. 100 subs goal by the end of 2025. And unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't believe I am, great night in Seattle. Let's head back to the Apex. Fuck. As always, unless I'm forgetting to say something, which I don't think I am, RX out. Good vibes only. And always.